Welcome back to Talkville, folks, the ultimate Smallville rewatch podcast. We got Tom Welling, Ryan Tejas. Greetings, boys.
Greetings. I'm not going to lie, this is going to be a tough one, so stay tuned.
Okay, well, I'm not going to lie. This is the end of season 2, so we got season 3 coming down the road. I want to say thank you for everyone for listening and tuning in. It's tough. It's a niche podcast. And we don't get tons of sponsors, but the patrons really save the show. We talk about it. But if you want to join Patreon and support the show, give anything you can to keep the show going so we can pay these wonderful people. That's great if you can. If not, just keep listening. But patreon.com/talkville, patreon.com/talkville. There's a lot of perks, a lot of fun things. Tom, we have to Zoom our top tiers.
I would love to.
Yeah, we have to do that. We also have to do a watch the podcast Zoom it, you know how we did last time, and then watch it just when we watch the finale. We're going to do fun stuff like that for the patrons and all that. As you know, we watch every episode, which is sometimes hard. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's difficult. Our socials are at Talkville Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Talkville Pod on the Twitter. And we got a great merch store. We're actually making shirts that say, "Damn, who's that?" So those will be up hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Bryce is working frivolously.
Around the clock.
Feverishly. Fervently.
I like that too.
That's a good word.
And look, if you didn't get a chance to leave a message on the hotline, we love the questions. Patrons get to ask questions too. There's always patrons on the voicemail, and thanks. Keep your questions short. And it's 2323 Jet Cute, Jet Cute. Leave a message, and let's just get into this. I think we should get into this. Also, Tom and I will be we're in Tidewater next weekend. We're going to be in Philly together. I think we're doing Smallville nights there. Are you going to Niagara Falls?
No, I don't think so. I'd like to. I've never been.
Let's try to get you to Niagara Falls, and then there's more cons coming up.
Get some barrels and go over the falls together.
Ooh. Also, I apologize for not coming to Peru or Wales. Not my fault. You know what happened was, you know what they did? They booked my flights 2 months ago, and then a week before said, "Hey, we were waiting for those flights to come down in price. So here's some other options. They were too high." And I go, "Okay." And they were like, connection here, 3-hour drive here. I was like, guys, are you out of your effing minds? So I was happy because I have a new puppy, Charlie, and I was happy to be home. And, I miss the fans. I wish I would have loved to see the fans. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into season 2, episode 20. This is called Witness.
Worst opening ever. I'm just going to start with that.
Yeah.
Worst shot to open up a show. Come on. I mean, I'm not going to shit on the whole thing, come on.
Was that the robbery on the road?
No, it starts in the Talon, and it just goes down to Clark and Lana walking in. It's like, where's the sense of occasion, guys? It's beginning of the episode. Transitions are the number one things you have to figure out when you're a director, so I'm told.
Yeah, well, that was James.
But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, title Witness.
This isn't James.
Oh, you're right. It's Rick Wallace. And he also directed Nocturne, which was a good episode.
There's in this episode, there's a highly more than normal amount of oneers in this episode.
April 29, 2023, director Rick Wallace, writers Mark Verheiden, guest stars Zachary Bryan as Eric Marsh, Camille Mitchell as Sheriff Nancy Adams, Patrick Cassidy as Henry Small, and Eileen Petty as Jennifer Small. Second Home Improvement kid to appear this season. That's right. He was in Home Improvement. Yeah. I didn't remember that. I didn't work with him. So I would, maybe I did work with him. I did have a scene. I did.
You did.
Yeah, I did. That's right. It was such a great episode that I remember everything.
Obviously.
I just remember he was talking a lot of shit about JTT.
Like to be cool.
That's not true. By the way.
Steroid Era baseball meets Smallville in this episode as Clark Kent investigates a string of Meteor Rock robberies tied to a star baseball prospect and fellow classmate. All the while, Lana is left disappointed once again, but this time it's from Smalls, kid. From Smalls. Not Biggie. The episode begins with Lana and Clark talking in the town, like Tom said, about how she is getting closer with Smalls, Henry, as they hold hands over a ketchup bottle. Chloe walks in upset that he has flaked on her. Lana leaves and Chloe vents about never being a priority and always being a backup plan to Clark. This pushes him over the edge and Clark quits the torch. You know, I gotta say it. Like, look, obviously, Allison's a great actress. We've talked about that. But fuck, I get so annoyed already as watching this. Like, I'm like, oh, she's upset again. Oh,
so you're saying you wouldn't put up with this sort of behavior in a relationship with a friend of yours. You would just be like, you'd no time for it. I feel like Howard Stern right now.
I don't know. Part of me at this point right now, after this episode, I was like, maybe she'll become a secondary character. You know, I just was like, I'm tired of this love triangle. I'm tired of her, you know, just. You know,
there was a part of me. So this is an episode that falls into the category of Tom doesn't remember anything.
Oh, no.
I don't remember this. I really don't. I don't know why.
I don't either.
There's a couple. When I'm watching this episode, my commentary is based on what I'm watching. I literally no recollection of being there. But I think that one of the things I know I had to remember with the Clark and Chloe relationship was not to play the annoyed, why does this keep happening thing? Because nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, you were stronger. I like that. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? This is also bothers me is this is the end of the season. And so this is kind of like an episode where like they all should be good at the end of the season.
They're saving up for the finale though.
Yeah, but you can't go crap, good, great. You got to go good, better, great. We cut to a scene and see an unmarked Luthor Corp delivery truck being ambushed by a group of men wearing alien masks, symbolism, and wielding a crossbow. The guys flip the truck using super strength and go to retrieve the contents within. All right, it like in the beginning, I was like, how did they just pull this truck? But then I realized it's because of the kryptonite. So I found out. Well,
the first, because I don't remember this, they pulled out crossbows. I was like, what is this? Like, is this an Arrow reference? Like, I started like thinking way too much about it.
They wanted to show their strength. That's what the writers wanted to do. Clark happens to be driving home and tries to stop the robbery. During this, he notices one of them wearing a class ring. The men are able to get away after knocking Clark by hitting him with the door of the delivery truck.
And then the X-ray, there's the X-ray vision.
Yeah, you see his head.
The bad guy's head, which Ryan, because you're pretty good at this stuff. Is that ever addressed later? I know it's used to identify him.
It is.
But the actual plate in his head,
in words.
Do we ever learn what it's about?
In words, it says something about
somebody
his head.
Explains it later.
Yeah, somebody does, but I can't remember who. That night, Jonathan and his son talk about the attack, shocked that Clark could be hurt by the robbers, and he fled the scene, which it makes sense. Clark had a good point. In this scene, Jonathan tells Clark he has an obligation to report a crime if he saw it, neglecting the several robberies that he has had his son commit. Anyway.
Well, I think the important takeaway is he says, Clark, just remember when when your back's against the wall and the chips are down, there's things that you can do that they can't do. And remember that. And that comes full circle later, which is fun.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing to say to your child is that you have in and of yourself special abilities. It might not be heat vision or X-ray vision or super speed, but he's, inspiring his son to utilize what he can, which I thought was cool.
The next day at Smallville High, Clark is using X-ray throughout the halls to try and identify the robbers. He just happens to pick in the right moment.
Notice. Okay, so real quick, sorry. You find him with Pete, and he's blinking, and he's squinting, and he's looking for, and then all of a sudden he looks over, and there's Lana, and he snaps out of it. And the funny thing is, like, you're really gonna snap out of it when you're looking at Lana? Like, you know what I mean? And he's like, "Oh, hey, Lana."
Maybe it was a respect thing. You don't want to see her undergarments.
I know. I thought it was cute.
What if she was wearing Clark Kent underwear with a picture of you? You'd be like, hey.
Or Aquaman.
All right. So he identifies Eric Marsh, Smallville's prize baseball prospect. You're like, hey, who's that guy? I've never seen him before. But he's the star of the school, and he played football, and
Clark did his own damn who's that?
Damn, who's that?
Damn.
Later that day, we see Eric taking batting practice and hitting absolute dingers after inhaling a mysterious green substance. Pete shares a monologue about how Eric used to suck until he turned things around. Clark is suspicious that he's juicing. The only thing I didn't like is that the ball sizzles to the ground like a bomb.
Well, then he hit the scoreboard. Wasn't it like still fried from hitting the electrical light bulb?
I think they were trying to pull a little bit of The Natural, the Robert Redford movie where he hits the scoreboard and I think to me that's a callback.
You know what we're doing right now? We're shitting on the show. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a chance.
But it was steroid. Yeah, I definitely got the Steroid Era vibes because this was April 2003. So this was sort of like when they were really cracking down on everything. And it was a huge news story.
You're right.
And, you know,
the other quick thing I'll say is what I love, you get a lot of Pete in this episode. And one of the things that I finally dawned on me about Sam's portrayal of Pete really doesn't care about Clark's abilities. What he really cares about is Clark being uncomfortable around Lana. Like, he gets so excited when Clark's uncomfortable around Lana. But the rest of it, he's like, oh yeah, that guy's taking steroids. Yeah, whatever. He's like, whatever. But he's like, oh, Clark, you're nervous around Lana. It's very,
We cut to Luther Manor. We see Lionel has arrived to congratulate his son on his recent engagement to Dr. Helen Bryce. This happened fast. Lex calls Lionel's bluff, saying that he knows his father has no interest in his personal life, but is instead in Smallville to investigate the hijacking of his Luther Corp truck and the missing contents within. Good thing Lex reads the local high school newspaper.
I mean,
back at the town, Lana gets a visit from Henry Small, also known as Smalls. They talk about the upcoming horse show and how Jennifer, his wife, has never accepted her. Weird conversation that I just don't care about. I'm just like, okay, we're back to this. And this woman is, okay, well, all right. Who gives a shit? Inside
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, inside the Torch, Clark and Pete are going full Hardy Boys investigating Eric. They learn that an accidental explosion at chemistry camp could be related to his recent athletic success and his ability to get free Nikes and babes. Chloe enters the room looking to bug Clark some more, and she successfully does so, fracturing their friendship even more. It was like, hey, how can we make Chloe more annoying? All right, no more shitting. Look, there were some good things in this episode, and we're going to get to them. We promise. And there's some great episodes coming.
But let me start with this. In this episode and the next episode, which I watched back to back, one thing I found about Chloe's character is she's one of the few characters who simply sees Clark and looks at him and says, I know you can do better. That's what I get from her a lot. Clark, I know you can do better. Where everyone else in Clark's world is like, wow, you're really cool. Just be careful. You got all these abilities. Just be careful. And his parents inspire him, but Chloe's the one who's like, I expect more of you. And
True.
It does get a little annoying.
Yeah,
but that's what she's doing.
But I get that, but also like, do more. I mean, you save people all the time. You're the best guy there is.
What do you want from me?
Clark leaves and tails Eric to learn more about what he's doing. He finds him at a local foundry where he joins accomplices in melting down meteor rock into liquid kryptonite. The gang apprehends Clark, and Eric proceeds to kick his ass. Before they leave, Eric decides to commit murder by having Clark thrown in the incinerator. Luckily, Clark emerges from the incinerator unscathed and naked. Now, this was a cool scene. This was weird, but I loved you blasting the door out of the furnace. That was a great effect. And I didn't mind seeing your half ass, but I don't think it was you. That body was too perfect.
I don't remember doing the episode, so I cannot.
Man, I was like, man, your body was just.
Yeah, that's probably not me. I'm looking at it right now. I'm pretty sure those aren't my forearms.
Dude, that dude had a body karate.
They did there was some deliberate shots in that scene.
Hey,
slow-mo.
Lucky for JD, the camera operator, he got to see the junk from the front.
I mean, the shot is literally about a hot ass. It's like the butt with the fire.
I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know.
It's
I
like
don't know why.
It's like Rosenbaum after a burrito.
A little homoerotic, and I liked it. Any memories filming at this location or with the furnace? Do you remember anything, Tom?
No. It's really weird. You know?
Joey, you ever seen a movie about gladiators? You ever been in a Turkish prison, Joey? Joey, you ever seen a grown man naked? Remember Airplane?
Yep, that's what it was.
Can't do that anymore. Joey, you have a dog? What's his name? Scraps? You like it when Scraps rubs up and down on your leg? So weird. Clark returns home to his understandably concerned parents. Clark is hesitant to get the sheriff involved, but Jonathan has another idea. They snitch on Eric for the robbery of the Luther Corp robbery and have his locker searched through the incriminating evidence. As Chloe and Lana are riding around town in a drop-top bug discussing their relationships with Clark, Lana sees Jennifer Small leaving a store and giving an unknown man a kiss on the cheek. She believes she is witnessing an affair. However,
you know what? It didn't look like the cheek to me. I'm watching it right now. Yeah. It gets a little
mouthy. Jennifer tells her that the man she saw was her new divorce attorney, and before she leaves, she tells Lana that she wins.
Liar.
But Lana says, I don't want to win. I like that line. I don't want to win. That was a good line. First, her parents died, then Nell left, and now she is getting blamed for her dad's divorce. Poor Lana. Or Lana. Talkville is brought to you by ZocDoc. Are you a hypochondriac like me, or do you have a question that you're concerned about right in this moment about something that's going on with your health or whatever, and you want an answer and you don't want to wait for a week to get an appointment and sit there and bite your fingernails? ZocDoc is perfect for me. I know it will be perfect for you. Look, you've been stewing about a health problem you have. You almost resort to texting your group chat to get your friends' opinions, which mean nothing. They're not doctors. You're extremely unlikely to find quality medical service in your group chat, but you can find it from a doctor on ZocDoc. Thousands of medical professionals on ZocDoc are there to help you. They listen like a friend and give you the expert care you need.
There are better ways to get the answers you want and the care you deserve from trusted professionals and not random people on the internet.
When you find the right doctor, you can feel it. You feel heard and at ease. On ZocDoc, finding the doctor that's right for you is seamless. The quality care you need is just a few taps away in the ZocDoc app. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. Go to ZocDoc.com/talkville and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours.
That's ZocDoc.com/talkville. ZocDoc.com/talkville.
ZocDoc.com/talkville. Chloe pays a visit to the Smallville Medical Center to interview the truck driver who was ambushed. There she finds Lionel Luthor waiting by his bedside.
So Lionel's been, so there's an earlier scene with Lex and Lionel, which I like. There's a lot of John Glover kind of snaking around in this episode and the next, which is a lot of fun. And I like the way that he sort of looks at Chloe. There's like I can use you. I can.
Yeah. John, you know what I mean? John's really good, and he's very subtle, and he doesn't play that evil. He just plays it in a very passive way. I always say, I think that's why people may have liked Lex, because I never wanted him to play evil. I always was playing opposite. I was always trying to be the good guy in everyone else's eyes. So Chloe finds Lionel Luthor by the bedside. Chloe questions Lionel about the contents of the truck that was robbed. He lies and then tells her she's wasting her time. Back at the Talon, we see Clark and Lana having a nice heart-to-heart. She tells him about her biological father's getting a divorce because of her and Clark talks about not being friends with Chloe anymore.
I mean, what a lot to put in the 3.5, 4 pages of dialogue.
Yeah, it was just.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem.
Should we call Al and tell him we're upset?
No, I don't think. Are we upset? I don't know if we're upset. I did think of a random thing that I wanted to ask you, and this is not specific to this episode. Did you ever have, and if you had, I know you kept. Did they ever give you Lex Luthor business cards? And did you ever steal them?
I have some.
You do?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Of course. Let me see. Hold on. Let's.
Al's going to be like, I don't remember this episode.
Al, how you doing?
Good, man. What's up?
They won't be able to see your face, so don't worry. I mean, even though you're handsome as fuck. So we're doing Witness, and I don't know. We have a lot of issues about Witness thus far. And I'm trying.
Which one's in Witness? Which one's Witness?
Yeah,
Witness is the one where Clark witnesses a robbery on the road. These guys use crossbows. They fire out the truck tires, and they have kryptonite. And it's the baseball player, and it's a lot of Lana and Henry Small's bullshit divorce stuff that no one cares about. But do you remember that episode? And if so, how would you deflect?
I don't, Michael, I got to be honest, I don't remember it.
I don't remember it either.
This was like, I don't remember that one.
So yeah. Well, it was the one where, the baseball player, he's got superpowers. He's hitting home runs everywhere. And he's the guy from Home Improvement. And
no, hold on. Tell Al that I have no,
it's not Jonathan Taylor Thomas. It's his brother.
Oh, it's the other one.
Or it's the other Thomas or something. All right, you don't really remember anything. Okay, we don't either. We're trying to look at the good things. There was a couple of nice moments where we were commenting on
Glover's
great in the episode. But I think we just got a little tired of it. I guess because it's the end of the season. It's episode 20, and I think there was 24 in this season. Do you remember why there were 24 and not 22 in this season 2?
There were 20. There were actually 23 in season 2, and the reason being is because we actually shot 22 in season 1, and if you'll remember, Redux was. But here's the thing: we ran out of runway in season 1, so we couldn't actually air 22.
Right.
So, but the order was for 22, so we shot 1 to stick in season 2, and that's why they're 23. Even though we only shot 22 in season 2 as well. So
yeah, I guess I just wonder sometimes when I'm watching a show, and I'm like, all right, it's the last 4 episodes of they should all be bigger. They should all be, have some objective or some not objective, some sort of weight to them. Some sort of through line, gravitas that leads to the finale, and I felt like this one was a little bit, kind of like, oh, why is that? I mean, it's kind of, it's leading to, I guess there's one thing that happens is it leads to, I guess, the inevitable plane scene with Helen Bryce and Lex, and they have to do that, and there's this big thing that happens, so you have to set that up and all these things. So I get that, but I guess I was just hoping for a little bit more and not dealing with the divorce of Lana's parents. Right.
I think always when you got into like kind of 18, 19, and 20, they were always that was you're towards the end of the season, and I think some seasons those episodes can be really strong, and I think some seasons though can feel like kind of filler while you're waiting for the finale. To be honest, so
right.
And again, we're also you're looking at it through a different prism of storytelling. We're so used to one episode leading to the next now in this new kind of era. So I think it's when you're watching 22, knowing that some of them are designed to be standalone, but to move certain stories forward, it sometimes it feels slower. It feels like you're spending your time.
Gotcha.
And guess what? Like we've said before, when you're making 22 episodes, you want them all to be great, and some just don't come together.
Of course. Hey, by the way, did you like the Inside of You episode with you and Miles that I interviewed?
I thought it was great, and we got so much great feedback from it. So
I love it.
I hope it was good for you as well.
It was great. All right, it's always nice to hear from Al. Okay, he didn't remember it either, and he made excuses for it, which is no, I'm kidding.
I thought he did a good job of.
He's great. Yeah, I love him.
He's great.
Lex Luthor pays Eric a visit in jail, interested to learn about his involvement in the robbery and what was being transported. He convinces Eric that the future in baseball is likely non-existent if he goes down for crime. He gets Eric to cooperate. And back at Smallville High, Clark goes to visit.
All right, hold on.
All right.
What was Lex offering him to pay for his defense?
It was a secret. I think it was just something like, we're not going to tell you. But it never was kind of...
So there's no answer. Okay.
Right. It's just kind of saying like, Lex can help you, but we never find out how. Clark goes to visit Chloe inside the torch. However, we see her standing in the middle of a ransacked room. It seems like someone was getting tired of her prying and whining and wanted to send a message. Chloe is distraught because her life and self-worth were tied to that paper, and she starts crying, which she's a great actress, and she really pours it on, and she's great because it's got to be hard to, be so emotional, and she just nails it.
So who did destroy the torch? Was it the jock guys?
I think it was Lionel, probably, wasn't it?
Lionel hired some
again.
goons.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think he did.
Because it's not like Chloe was on to these guys taking the vape thing.
Well, look, he was writing about it. She was writing about that. So of course Lionel had his thugs destroy it, and then is kind of helping her, going, "Hey, who did this?" But like, hey, like he's playing both sides.
Start the problem, offer the solution.
He's like Joe Davola, who was our producer in the first couple of seasons. I called him the fence because he'd tell us, yeah, I agree with you. And then he'd go to the studio and go, yeah, I agree with you. So he was like playing both sides. Clark tries to stop Chloe as she leaves, but he's pulled aside by Eric. The two jaw back and forth, and Eric makes a threat against Clark's parents if he continues to push. This makes Clark supersede home, where he finds Jonathan and Martha tied up in the rafters of the barn. It was shocking, but it was also like, what the hell?
It looked like an art piece.
Don't forget, Martha's pregnant, right? Which is, every time they bring it up, terrifies me because it's not going to go well. Like, you know, somewhere down the line,
right? And
that storyline is going to end poorly. And now, like, every time they bring it up,
they can't start to clean up the barn, and Clark urges Jonathan to take Martha out of Smallville until things settle down. He's resistant, but ultimately agrees for the safety of his pregnant wife. The next day at Luthor Manor, Clark arrives to question why Lex bailed Eric out. Lex learns that Eric has forced the Kents to flee Smallville.
Wait. Clark, did you see the way Clark appears behind Lex in his own hallway?
Yes.
I think you're right. He just walks out and Lex goes, "What's up, Clark?" Like, it was so nonchalant.
It was
really odd.
It was odd
because you're just on the phone, and then suddenly Clark's just there. They just like, we don't have time. Just like
we're going to start the scene.
Yeah, but also Tom, like Tom said, like there's a lot of wonders. That was one of the wonders. Like,
it was too much. It was too much.
I think it was.
I was dizzy.
Were they bored?
They were bored. They didn't have time. They had to shoot a wonder. They were trying to make it interesting.
We got a lot of exposition to get through.
By the way, the hey Lex or whatever. I think it reminds me of The Room. Oh, hey Mark. Oh, hey Mark.
Yeah.
Next day, Luthor Manor. Clark arrives. Lex learns that Eric has forced the Kents to flee Smallville. Clark learns that Lex is suspicious of Lionel starting her kryptonite level 3 experiments. The two guys devise a plan to set Eric up by tipping him off on an upcoming meteor rock delivery. That night, they kick the planet in motion. However, to avoid Lex's involvement, Clark knocks him out so he could take things into his own hands. I didn't mind that. It's one of the million times I'll be knocked out. You'll see. You'll see. Eric hijacks the truck, drives it back to the foundry. I never heard of the word foundry. The foundry.
I only know it because it was a level in Tony Hawk. There was a level called Foundry.
There, he opens the back to take the delivery, but instead finds Clark. The thugs, hopped on kryptonite, begin to fight back and forth with Clark. Even though he is outnumbered, he's able to use his powers that these thugs don't have, like heat vision and super speed, to take them out. And the next morning, Clark takes his sidekick.
And here's Pete, like, burying a metaphorical body, and Clark is just watching.
By the way, how weird is it that they linger on the rock for like 15 seconds? There's nothing why?
Because it's going to get dug up later.
It's easy to look back on this.
I don't think it's getting dug up later.
It's not?
I don't think so. They can get kryptonite anywhere. It's everywhere. Why would they need to dig it up here? It's all around Smallville.
No, this is highly refined. Well, that comes up later. It's highly refined kryptonite. What they could have done is had Clark, just what you said. He gets out of this hole with the shovel, throws the shovel to Pete, who catches it, and be like, "All right, you're up." Then you see Pete taking the kryptonite, putting it in the hole, cut away.
No.
Now
that sounds too interesting, Tom. He then meets with Lex, who shares his suspicions for who the meteor rocks have disappeared with. Lana invites Henry Small to the Talon to uninvite him to the horse show, and B, tell him that she doesn't think he should be in her life anymore. He is rocked to learn that Jennifer is hiring a divorce attorney, and Lana is left in tears. Lana then
she's breaking up with her new dad already.
That's one way to get rid of Henry Smalls. Tough. Lana then heads to the Kent barn to share the news with Clark. They talk about her dropping out of the horse show and Clark's fractured relationship with Chloe. Over at Smallville High, Chloe is cleaning up the destruction inside the torch, which is seemingly not tied to Eric. Lionel Luthor shows up, intrigued by her wall of weird, and shares that he is making a donation to help clean up.
This is a fun scene. This is a fun scene.
Improve her
I like watching these guys.
Yeah, this is one of the most interesting scenes. Because you got Lionel kind of playing that cat and mouse sort of like,
it's snaking around.
Yeah. Seems Lionel's trying to get in the pockets of the local high school's media here. I don't know. Working with Zachary Bryan, I thought he did a really nice job. He played the part exactly how it should be played. I mean, it was typical, but he was a joy. I do now remember working with him. More forced love triangle situations, which I just felt they could do without. I didn't think you needed it. I mean, give us a break from that. Give us a break. Maybe gear it up and see. Maybe the finale add a little bit to it. Maybe it's still lingering, but I don't know. Interesting things to note. Chloe and Lionel meet for the first time in this episode.
That makes sense because she does a good job of being sort of impressed that he's there, but at the same time,
the most powerful man in Smallville is in my office. Yeah. After the episode, Small is never seen nor referred to again for the rest of the entire series. Wow, that's some way to get him out, huh? And Lana was the one who says, "I'll stay out of your life." You think he'd say, "F this woman"? It doesn't make sense. That story makes no sense. This little girl is taking his time. Is that what's going on? That's what it is? How about this? See me once a month, Dad. Okay, great. She'll love that. Once a week, once a month. Never? Stupid.
It's unfair.
Stupid. It makes no sense.
Well, and, you know, again, we all love Kristen. I mean, she's the one who had to try to make sense of it. I know, for what she had.
Unbelievable. Like, how about this guy go, no, you're my daughter. We have reconnected, and she's an evil bitch if she's going to make me stop talking to my daughter. And she, by the way, I'm not going to say it. Never mind. Okay. As a nude Clark leaves the furnace, the Terminator music plays, just like in the iconic scene from the Terminator film.
That's what it looked like.
Imitating Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, it does.
That's what it was.
I like that.
It was full. You went full Schwarzenegger.
I can tell you that's going to be Ryan's favorite scene. Don't say anything, Ryan, but I bet you. I'm picking that one. I bet you. Is it one of the choices, by the way?
I'm not going to tell you.
All right,
until it's time.
Screw you. All right, here we go. These are the voice messages, the questions for us from the episode. We're going to start out with a patron privilege. Patreon.com/talkville. Become a patron. Support the show. Help the show. We want to keep doing this. Do you want to keep doing this? Here's Karen Apple M.
Hi guys, Karen Apple M from Australia here with a quick question for season 2 Witness. Tom, when Clark steps out of that furnace in all his wonderful glory, is that actually you or a stunt double? Thanks.
Just say it's you, Tom.
It's me. It's totally me. You can't tell?
Yeah, it does. It could be you because you have a great body. I mean, you did. I mean, you have a nice body now. You're just different. You were young and like me. We're younger. Voicemails. Here we go. Here's John. John, let's hear what John has to say.
Hi, Michael and Tom. This is John from Yorktown, New York. My question's for Tom. Tom, when Clark does the anonymous tip to get the baseball player arrested, he looks at your character, and you had like a look on your face and like a body demeanor of Superman, in my opinion. I was just curious, like, how much was that on the page, or how much was your take as an actor looking so confident? Thank you.
I'll be honest with you. That what was never written in Smallville is emotional reactions. There's physical reactions, or maybe some. No, that was my take on, I see you, dude. You know, I'm on to you, and I'm right here.
Yeah,
you know where to find me.
I liked it. I liked that moment. Here's Russ. Good old Russ. We had a Russ on our set, remember? Russ? I miss him.
Oh, Russ.
I miss him. He passed away. He was one of my favorite people in the world. Michael.
Hey there, Tom, Michael, and Ryan. Love the podcast. This is Russ Connor calling from Davenport, Iowa. Lana makes a statement at the end there about the witness saying that if he was being an alien, it'd be different, but I'll get used to it. My question is, in the Smallville universe, outside the Kents, we see how Pete struggles with it. Is Lana the one that will understand Clark's identity? Thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Bye-bye.
I think I spoke to this a little bit earlier. I think it's funny how Pete's just like all good with it. Hey, man, you're an alien. That's cool. But Lana makes you nervous, doesn't she? Ha ha. He keeps it very just like normal or I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. You know, I was just thinking of Russ again.
Oh.
He was the guy who would like come and like, you know, the smoke was too much. He'd have the little wand to like spread it out. He was such a joy, work his ass off, always working, never joking around. We'd go out and have a smoke. I don't smoke anymore. He doesn't either. He's dead. But I just remember that every morning it was like family. We talk about like this was our family for so many years. But Russ would like, he'd come out and say, he goes, "Morning, Michael, how are you?" And I go, "Russ, hey," and I give him a hug. He goes, all right, that's enough.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Michael. He was just such a sweetheart.
I remember once we were in the Fortress of Solitude and they were blowing all this smoke and snow and all this stuff in our faces, but we weren't allowed to blink, and we were, you know, we weren't supposed to understand. And I looked at Russ one time, and he's like right there throwing all this stuff at me and blowing all this stuff. And I go, "Russ," he goes, "I don't like it either, Tom." And I was like, all right.
Hey, he would say that to me too. He'd come up to me after shooting. He goes, "You know, I'm just doing my job, right?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, dude, Russ, I know." He was like, I fucking, you know.
He's about to throw this mud directly in your face. He's like, "I'm just doing my job."
Yeah. He, you know, sometimes he'd be right under me with the smoke, and I'm doing the speech or something, and I look down at him in the scene, and I go, "What are you doing there, Russ?" He goes, "I'm just doing what I do here, buddy." You know? And he would be, and I go, "Russ, while you're down there," he goes, "No thanks, Michael." Now we couldn't say that shit, but fuck him. Ruby, let's go, Ruby. Ruby, don't lose that number.
Hello, this is Ruby from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Did anyone else find it unbelievable that the rope that was used to hijack the truck would even begin to hold that truck? I expected them to snap any moment. Thank you very much.
We talked about that, Rubes. Rubes, it was they had that super strength, remember, from the kryptonite. But yes, Tom, this is for Tom. Good old Russ.
Russ.
Hey, it's Thomas the Leaf Blower from Niagara Falls, Canada. There's a scene I remember in the bloopers where Clark's fighting those guys and he has a pipe that he's bending around them, and then the pipe snaps and breaks, and he just like improvises and starts like kind of hitting him with the fake broken prop. I was just wondering if Tom remembers that, if he has any other memories of props kind of like breaking mid super throw or something.
It's funny you mentioned that, because when I was watching this episode, I was like, because I remember the blooper, but I don't remember actually doing the scene. And then when I saw the scene, I was like, is that where that blooper came from? And yeah, that was kind of funny. It's kind of broke, and I started hitting him on the head. There was a couple of times the props didn't work. Earlier on, I talked about how I was supposed to break into this crypt that Lana was in, and I didn't think that it would actually break. And the visual effects or the special effects guys were kind of mad at me because I said I don't feel comfortable punching it. So to prove it, the guy went to punch it, and it didn't break, and he like grabbed his hand and had to go to the hospital. So I dodged that one. But most of the time, it was pretty safe. These guys know what they're doing. You know, I remember on set, like the guys, if I would ever, because you know how many times Lex would go up to the bar and have a drink. And by the way, it gets more and more and more. But I'm not going to say the prop guy's name, but one of them. It's in the credits. No, but there was many prop people throughout, so you couldn't pinpoint. So don't say any names, John. No, there's not. But he say, "What would you like in your glass today? Should I make you some decaffeinated iced tea to look like this? Should I give you some Sprite? How about some lemonade?" I go, "I'm going to have some Jack Daniels." He's like, I go, "What?" He goes, "I would get fired." I go, "No, you won't. I emptied it and I filled it." He goes, "Consider it done. I got a bottle in the truck." And sometimes I would just sip on a little bourbon every once in a while. I wouldn't get drunk, but I would definitely sip on some bourbon or whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Leanne. Hello, Leanne. Leanne, darling.
Hey, y'all. It's Leanne. So, was it just me, or did y'all find Mrs. Small's attitude toward Henry and Lana's relationship extremely selfish? Thanks, guys.
Oh,
bye.
So selfish. I hated her character. I hated it. She was fine as an actress, but like, come on, man. That's just, she was supposed to be hateable, I think, too. Yeah. You know, all that, I see now they're bringing that storyline up again. It just pisses me off. She comes to her, she's like, "Listen, his attention is on you." It's just stupid. They could have come up with something better. Like, how about this? "Hey, we're moving." How about she was having an affair with her divorce attorney? Or how about this? No, but then you keep Henry Smalls around. Here's how you get rid of Henry Smalls. You say, "Lana, I don't know how to tell you this, but we're moving. We've always wanted to have a life here in this one place, but I'll keep in touch. I'll call you, and I you know, that's it. This is a stupid story." Oh man.
Is it asinine?
Funny thing about this episode is I know it sounds like we're shitting on it, but we're having a lot of fun. Yeah, just discussing
it's actually fun. All right, Rosenbaum rating, 3 roses, the best. You know the rating system. Ryan, be honest. Don't sugarcoat it. If you hate it, bombs away, buddy.
No, there's no bombs.
No bombs?
No bombs. Heater.
Okay.
Heater.
Bomb. 1 bomb. Death and save count. How many people got saved? 0 dead, 2 saved. Clark saves his tied up parents. Through 20 episodes in season 2, 26 dead, 33 saved. Series 56 dead, 68 saved. Ryan's favorite scene. Ryan's favorite scene.
I mean, well, here's what I got. Scene 1, fire butt.
There it is.
Scene 2, The oneer with Lex and Clark. And scene 3, the final showdown with the pipes.
I got to go fire butt. Tom?
I like the oneer with Clark and Lex, because if you really, when you watch the actual dance that we do, and I'm sure we didn't do it just once, we probably did it 5 or 6, maybe 7 times. I think it is well done in and of itself.
I don't disagree, Clark. I don't disagree, Tom, but no, it's the fire butt. It's the Terminator.
I win. I knew it. I knew it. Such a great.
It was memorable.
Scene.
Like they did.
It was
like
memorable. It was the only thing memorable.
They really milked it.
Yeah. You're wrong, Tom.
Damn it.
Overall, I know I gave it a bomb because I think the whining Chloe and the storyline with Lana and Henry Smalls, that just pissed me off too much. And the Kryptonite guy was another Kryptonite. It was a forgettable episode, so much that the creator forgot it.
We forgot it. We all forgot about it.
Well, is it one where they were trying to, like, they were short some storylines, so they were just pulled from the headlines of the day?
I don't know.
One of those.
I think I gave Redux 2 bombs. I hope I did, but this is definitely a bomb.
I will say this, like, this is more of an actor's note to other actors. Sometimes be careful what you wish for when you go to the people who run the show and you say, I want more from my character. I want to explore it more. I want to be on camera more. I want more scenes.
I never did.
Sometimes this is what you get.
You know, Tom, I gotta tell you, I never did. I just wanted to do my job and get out of there. You're the creators. Yeah. Whatever I tell you or ask you is insignificant. It really is. Like, we're not doing a show that's like 8 episodes, and it's like, you guys write for me, and I'm going to play the character like I think he should be played. And if I have a problem with some of the dialogue, I'll ask you. But other than that, I'm moving on. I don't have time. You don't have time, and that's why I think we have a good relationship, because I was never bitching about that stuff. I was bitching about getting out of there. But all right, that's it for the episode. Stick around next week as Smallville sees dead people, and it's season 2, episode 21. Accelerate. Might have crapped my pants. Lana's
having a tough couple weeks with these 2 episodes back to back. I'm just saying,
and she does a great job. We're going to take the discussion online, but please support us at patreon.com/talkville. Become a patron. Anything you can do will help the show. And go to talkvillepodcast.com to get cool merch. There's a lot of great stuff. We're going to have some more art pieces. We're going to hopefully have Pete Ross's Damn Who's That shirt. And maybe some stuff for me and Tom to sign. The stuff that we signed, it just doesn't, it looks kind of cheap, I think. So I'm going to get some other pictures to sign.
Oh, all right.
I just didn't like the pictures exactly. But all right, like if you want more info like merch and blah, 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 our hotline number, you can find that in the description. Please follow us. Please spread the word. Please write reviews. It helps the algorithm of the show. And I hope you enjoyed this. I really do. And we're going to have a nice guest in one of these final episodes. So stay tuned. Tom, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Ryan.
Love it. Good to see you. Thank you, Ryan.
Always hold on to Smallville. We love you. Thank you. We can't forget our lovable patrons. Thank you so much. We're going to mix it up a little today. Patreon.com/talkville. Nikki G, Leanne P, Raj C, Janine R, Santiago, M, Leah S, Little Lisa, Thomas, the Leaf Blower, Sophie, Betsy D, RB P, Ray H, Karen Apple M, Danielle B.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
99 more. 99 more. Lilani and Brett G always hold on to Smallville. Stefan G, DJ Kento, Garrett W, Kimberly L, Tom and Dolfo V, Jason W, Osama A, and Lana rhymes with banana W.
Nancy D, Brian G,
it's horrible.
Sarah W, Amanda R, Teddy 127, Michael P, Ryan R, Jordan M, Tom Takeover,
Hillary B, Randy, Hillary B, Randy B, Craig G, Christy R, Karen P, Derek G, Jor L, Richard S, Heather and Greg, Nico P, I made, Talkville Say Butts, Brian H, Eric K, Clark's Mom, Kristen B, Kevin E, Craig C, Nanine W, Stephanie K, Darth, Achilles, Finky, Mickey, Taylor's Version, Stephen F, damn, who's that? Janetti, Deadvid, General Zod, The Daily Planet Goes Till 11, Big D, Doug R, Carlos C, Tommy Z Boston 68, Ken K, Isabel Coriel, Ivy and Sam, Mr. Home Arcade, Amanda K, Jesse C, Lumberjack, Claire M, and D Brown.
Joshua D, Joshua W, I mean, Alice B, Con, please rewind, Karen Era M, El Don Supremo, Leslie V, Tatiana S, Robert G, Julie Jules, hang on a second, switching pages. Mick Burtz, Ginger Moose, Christoph S, Katie B, Michelle M, Drew, Brittany S, Marisol P, Veronica Q, Sebastian F, Cheryl H, Nick M, Matthew and Lincoln, David G, Carol B, and the Chief, Alex A, Marion Louise L, CGO, Peas, Debts, Yeblon, Peas, Debts, Yeblon, Son S, Kelly Bell. We love you guys. Thanks so much. And if you hated that, let us know. We won't do it again. We'll see you later.